Hello, a friend of mine on Instagram has asked for more details on just systemization of a team, systemization of a business. And so I could do with doing a Loom video on this, to be honest, for my team anyway. And so I'm just going to do it and upload it and everyone can watch it if it's helpful. So I shared on Instagram the other day that it should be our goal in 2025 to systemize our team. And I know the word systemization is thrown around a lot with automation, processes, etc., etc. And as like my sort of profession, my craft is operations, and that involves a lot of systemization, process, all those words that we hear flung around. And I guess the question that I'm going to answer today is, what does that actually look like? Like when we say the word systemization or processes, what the hell does it actually look like in practice? And so I'm going to show you what it looks like in my business. And the last business that I ran, that I was an ops director of, we were also heavily like playbooked up to our ears and systemized. And so this comes from here. So this software is Notion. We use Notion for task management. So we've got all of our to-do lists. We use it for project management. So we're looking at all the projects that we're currently doing. But we also use it for systemization. And now the way that we need to think about systems is there are two main things. So firstly, the human beings in your business. So I've got Levi and Joe. Levi is our marketing and partnerships manager. Joe is a videographer, video editor. They have a very incredible, separate, special set of skills. Now, in order for me to get the best out of those skills, what I don't want them to be doing is thinking about how to write an email, or thinking about, I don't know, like where to find our logo, thinking about where to find a contract for something, using their brain space to think about how to raise an invoice if they need to, or how to do the technical setup for a web event, for example, for Levi. Like those things are all important and necessary, but they are very much like a tick, 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 just move through the motion kind of job. And I don't want to waste my team's precious, important, valuable brain space on doing things that they could just be a process system or doc for. So that's one of the main reasons. And it means that they can then level up. So all the incredible like creativity, skill that they have, they can actually use that to level up. And all the stuff at the bottom is just got a system, it's automated, it's there, they can copy and paste, they can run through the tick boxes, so that then the space they do have, they can use their brain to make it more creative and make it just better and more special. So that's the first one. The second principle you need to know about systemization is that we cannot improve what we can't measure. We can't improve what we can't measure. So if you don't have, say for example, if you have like social media, if you use social media as a way to run your team or run your business, or you use marketing, if you don't have a certain set of KPIs, metrics, rules in place to measure how well you are doing month on month, there is no possible way you can improve what you are doing. Maybe you could improve it on like an individual level where you as a human could get a gut feeling of like, oh, this is better this month, or this is better this month. But in general, like we can't improve something if we don't know what improvement looks like. And so this is another reason why I wrote everything down and have a playbook and a process for everything, because we also need to improve that process. So for example, Fresh Start, which I'll show you in a second, if we look at Fresh Start, let's think Fresh Start testimonial integration, right? And the reason Fresh Start, there's not a bigger playbook, is because we've got all the project planners and stuff for it here. So everything's actually in there. It's not necessarily in the playbook. But let's take Fresh Start, for example, how we integrate testimonials into, this is how we integrate testimonials. So when someone gives us a testimonial on this piece of software we use called testimonial.2.2, this is exactly how that testimonial goes from our client sending us that message through to Google Drive and then onto our website, and how Levi gets it on the website. And so if we didn't have a process for this, say if Levi was just running this process from her head every single time, if we made an improvement in that process, so let's say Levi one day was like, oh shit, actually, if we remove Google Drive from that, we can store them all on the cloud of the website instead, and we don't need to keep them on Google Drive, and it actually removes a step and makes it 2 minutes quicker every time. I don't know, I'm just making that up. If we don't have anywhere to write that down, that process, it's improved in Levi's head, but it's not actually improved, because the next time someone goes to run that process, say it's me, Levi's on holiday, or we get a new member of staff, the only way we can continue to use that improvement is if Levi remembers it, which, when you're scaling a business, is physically impossible. And you've got to think about that on the scale of like 100 processes that you and your team are running every single day across, if you've got 2 members, if you've got 20 team members, if you've got 200 team members, that whatever scale that looks like, you need to be noting down those improvements and making sure that as we experiment, fail, make improvements to processes, it's all getting written down so that the next time someone runs it, we get to learn and win off of that same improvement. So they're the principles that kind of dictate playbooks. You want people to own these playbooks. So for example, like with social media, so Joe, our videographer, Joe owns our YouTube playbook. So I don't come in here, this is Joe's to use, so this is our 8-step YouTube process, right from idea generation, where we've got all these questions that we want to answer for our customers, and we've got scripts, right through to scripting. What's the scripting playbook? This is our principles for scripting a video on YouTube. And what Joe can then do is, and this is what I know exactly what he does, he goes on here, pulls out the question, and this, by the way, all comes from our customer data. So we've got hundreds and hundreds of things from our customers about their pain points. We use these, put them in ChatGPT, and then say, and now use our scripting playbook to script a YouTube video to answer this problem. So then we do that, and then all it takes is for me to take 10 minutes to look over it and be like, right, let's put it into my tone. Let's, I don't know, add a bit of emotion in there. Right, this is Joe's playbook. He's got. Joe only started 10 days ago, so we'll go easy on him. But he has still got a couple of playbooks to create, which is absolutely fine. But this is where you want to be. So like, we don't actually have a filming and editing process before Joe started, but we know that there's a hold there for it. It's something that does need creating. So yeah, we know that YouTube copy and paste descriptions, so we put this in every single description. Just all these things. Like, imagine if we just didn't have that there. What do people do? Like, every time he would create a YouTube video, he would have to go onto like a different YouTube video and find it, and he might miss something out. And this is essentially just an 8-step process that every single time we post, we go from generating an idea for a YouTube video all the way through to filming, editing, publishing, repurposing it to put it on different social medias, looking at the analytics. Like, we run through this as a tick and a checker, and Joe will essentially spend his time, and he's actually got another board, but I won't show you it because it's his, but where he goes through this as an actual process, and it will have ticket. In fact, he won't mind me showing you. Here we go, look. So we've got scripted, filmed, so this is what we've got filmed. This is what he's editing. This is what we've got posted. So again, bear in mind, he's only been with us just over a week. But these are the things that, like, as they move as well, I'm pretty sure when something gets posted, it then gets sent off to Levi, automatically gets sent off to Levi. So when something's moved into this column, it tags it up to go to Levi to say, now put this on the website in our education videos. And then it sends it to me to go on my to-do list to say, Heather, post this on your Instagram story to drive people towards it. So all of the stuff, like, all this stuff needs to happen anyway, but it's now automated. Like, the bits, Joe is incredible at editing, he's incredible at being creative with scripting and pulling all those things together, but 90% of it can be automated, meaning Joe can spend the rest of his day and time doing what he does best and being creative and making those videos special. You should have a list of playbooks, guys, like a brand book. This is just where everything, obviously we've got our vision and our mission in here, the story of what we do, of core values, which I absolutely love. I need to do a whole nother video on our core values and why they're there, but our logo, how to use the imagery. Like, these are things that I don't know where as a company you're storing them, but you should be storing them in a brand book, which is a playbook. So everyone in the company, we are a tiny company. Like, this was here before 2 weeks ago, we were just me and one other person. And I know in order to scale a business without you as a founder going crazy, or you as a manager going crazy, you have to have these things automated. Every team, and it doesn't matter if you do not own or run an entire business, every team should have their own version of this. And actually, if you run a team, say if you've got, I don't know, 7 people in your team, this is simpler than it is for a full business. But I've got stuff here for like, because I've got stuff here for like finances, contracts, HR, like you won't need all of that. And so you will just have the specialisms for your team. So anyway, that's where we're at. I hope that's helpful. You should have a playbook for everything. And the main thing as well, guys, is you don't have to do it. As the leader of the company and the business, I don't build out like Joe's YouTube. I've not done that. You get your team. So you maybe build this shell of the playbooks and processes that you need, and then get your team to build everything out. Give them one to own, whatever their job role is. If someone in social media, like, this is our social media playbook, we've got content pillars, all my content pillars on social media. We've got how we make quote graphics, how we use LinkedIn. LinkedIn, actually, this is what it said. So I'm shit at LinkedIn. So LinkedIn isn't a priority right now for us at all. I want it to be, but not everything can be a priority. And so LinkedIn's something that's taken a back seat, but it still exists. Like, we still have that page there, because I know at some point in the next, I don't know, 6 to 12 months, I'm going to have to find a way to make that priority, whether it's outsourcing someone, whether it's employing someone, whether it's getting rid of something else off our plate so I can focus on that. I don't know, but it is still there and it still exists. So good luck, 2025, systemize your team. It will make your life just simpler. I know this is extra work, but this is the kind of stuff that if you find the time to work on the business, on the team, it saves you so much time in the long run. So much time in the long run.